Imagine snapping your leg 30,000 years ago. No ambulances, no morphine, just you, a broken bone, and a very hungry saber-toothed cat somewhere in the bushes calculating its macros for the day. Today, if you get a mild fever, you call out of work and binge-watch TV. But back in the Stone Age, getting sick didn't mean a paid day off. It meant you were about to experience some of the most horrifyingly creative medical trials in human history. No copays, no waiting rooms, just pure, unadulterated survival of the fittest. So, how did ancient humans handle getting sick before modern medicine? The short answer is, surprisingly well, but with a terrifying amount of trial and error. Long before anyone discovered penicillin, our ancestors were running a giant, accidental experiment called, "Does eating this random weed cure my stomachache, or does it melt my liver?" And they actually got pretty good at it. Archaeologists analyzing Neanderthal teeth found traces of poplar bark. Poplar bark contains the exact active ingredient used in modern aspirin. So, 50,000 years ago, if a Neanderthal had a throbbing toothache, they knew exactly which tree to chew on to stop the pain. FDA approved? No, but it beat just sitting there and crying about it. They also used moldy plants to treat infections, meaning your ancestors were utilizing advanced pharmacology while wearing nothing but a wolf pelt. But what happened when herbs weren't enough? What if the problem was inside your head? Literally. Let's say you were an ancient human suffering from severe chronic migraines. Because ancient humans didn't understand neurology, they assumed a very logical alternative. A bad spirit was trapped inside your skull. Because, obviously, demons are the only logical explanation for a headache. Naturally, the solution was to let it out. Welcome to Trepanation. This is the oldest surgical procedure known to humanity, and it involved taking a very sharp piece of flint and scraping, cutting, or drilling a literal hole directly into your skull, while you were completely awake. I bet doctors had some fun time back then, just pure chaotic energy. "Hold him down, Thag, I need to let the ghosts out." You might assume everyone who got this treatment immediately died, but archaeologists have found hundreds of these skulls showing bone healing around the edges. The patients didn't just survive, they lived for years afterward. Imagine walking around the village with a light breeze hitting your bare brain, just glad your headache is finally gone. But what about physical injuries? In the animal kingdom, a broken leg is a death sentence. A wild animal with a broken leg can't hunt, can't run, and gets left behind. Yet, when we look at early human skeletons, we find perfectly reset, healed leg bones. A healed femur takes months to mend. During those months, that injured person couldn't gather food or defend themselves. The only way they survived is because someone else carried them, shared their food, and stayed behind to protect them. The earliest sign of human civilization isn't a weapon, it's a healed bone. Our first real medicine was just empathy. Well, empathy mixed with a little bit of absolute guesswork. Once civilizations formed, medicine got organized. But organized did not mean scientific. By the time we get to ancient Egypt, medicine became highly specialized. They even had a very prestigious position known as the shepherd of the anus. Yes, pharaohs had a dedicated proctologist whose primary job was administering royal enemas using a golden pipe. Talk about a dream job. They believed all diseases originated from rotting food in the intestines, so keeping the royal pipes clear was a matter of national security. The Egyptians were also big fans of using animal dung for wounds. Crocodile dung, donkey dung, you name it, they rubbed it in a cut. Nothing says healing like smearing fresh donkey crap into an open flesh wound. Biologically, putting feces in a cut is a terrible idea. But occasionally, certain dung contained antibiotic molds. So once again, they stumbled into cures through sheer, disgusting luck. So what did ancient humans do when they got sick? They adapted. They chewed bitter bark, they let friends drill holes in their heads, and occasionally they rubbed crocodile poop on themselves and hoped for the best. The next time you complain about waiting 20 minutes at the doctor's office, just remember, no one is trying to scrape a hole in your skull with a rock, and no one is approaching you with a golden pipe. Well, one thing's for sure, making some blue stuff would have been the last thing on your mind. But honestly, considering the alternative was a flint lobotomy and crocodile dung, it might have been a better choice.